So now you guys see, oh, Brando wakes up at 4 a.m., he journals, he's doing his Bible study, he goes to the gym every day, but you guys don't know the struggle I had to get to this position before. So when I was charging $30 a haircut, I was 19 years old. I remember this very vividly. It was a time in my life where I knew I wasn't doing something right, but I just didn't know what I was doing wrong. Okay, so at this moment in my life, I'm charging $30 and I had 8 hours at the shop maybe. I would go to work at 9, I would come home at 6, and everything before and after that was completely random. Like some days I was waking up 15 minutes before, some days I was literally going to sleep at 4 or 5 in the morning because I was out clubbing, chilling with other girls, doing whatever. I was just doing whatever at that time. The person that I am today, the person that's charging $150 a cut, making 30K in a month, 20K plus months very easily, this version of me learned that I need to have more discipline and I need to have structure. And it's not like, oh, I got discipline, I got structure, now I'm good. It's always a constant level up of, okay, what is my standard when it comes to my discipline? What is my standard when it comes to my structure? You can't just say you have something. Excuse me. As you go up in like the levels of life, you start to realize, wow, it's not about whether I do this or whether I don't do this. It's about how much I do this, right? Because that determines the type of person you are. And that's why all of us were made so differently, yet we're all the same. It's because every single person is just they might work a little bit harder here, but then they're gonna slack off here. So it's important that you discipline, that you structure your day in a way that is gonna lead you towards the person that you actually want to become. And that's exactly what we're gonna go over today in this video. So I'm just going off of one. I didn't write nothing down. This is just me, from the experience that I have, the person that I was to the person that I am today. So this is as real, as authentic as we're gonna get. All right, so I'll start from the beginning, which is for a lot of you guys probably where you're at, and then you will find your way through this video, kind of gauging where you are in your journey. Okay, so structure and discipline. At the beginning, chances are you don't have any. That's the beginning. You just don't have any structure. You don't have any discipline. You're kind of just doing what you've always done. All right. So in the beginning, you have no structure. You're waking up whenever you feel like it. You're going to sleep whenever you feel like it. You're eating when you feel like it. You eat whatever it is that you want. There's nothing that's really keeping you structured throughout your day. All right. So the number one thing that you instantly have to start doing in order to actually become structured, to actually get results, to be disciplined, is set up your non-negotiables, okay? What are the things that no matter what, you know you need in your day, all right? So simple things. Every morning, I'm gonna make my bed. Every morning, I'm gonna go to the gym. Every morning, I wanna wake up at this time, all right? What are your non-negotiables? For me, all my non-negotiables are in the morning. So I wake up at 4 a.m. That's a non-negotiable. I got to do that. I journal right away. That's the first thing that I do. I start journaling. I read my Bible. I host a Bible study at 5 a.m. And then I go to the gym right after that. And I'm at the gym till about probably like 8:30. So I stack all these W's in the morning, right? So if you don't have your non-negotiables, it's very important that you get non-negotiables. All right, boom. We got our non-negotiables. We know exactly what we can't afford to lose and what we need to do every single day to make sure that we accomplish these things. All right. Secondly, is I would start journaling. All right. Journaling in the mornings, like I said, it's the first thing that I do as soon as I wake up at 4 a.m. I turn on worship music and I journal. I just write down my journaling. I got a video on journaling. If you want that, you could hit me up on Instagram and I'll send that over to you. Just let me know that you came from this video and you want to know what I was talking about when I said journaling. But there's a right way and there's a wrong way to journal, and you're gonna learn that in that video. So if you want that, definitely let me know. But journaling in the morning is what I call bulletproof your mind, all right? It's gonna fill those gaps where you're like, I don't know what to do in this situation, or, for example, whenever something comes up and you don't know how to handle it, or it always messes you up, Journaling is what's gonna bulletproof your mind, rewire your mind to actually allow for you to have a comeback when the enemy tries to tempt you, when the enemy tries to distract you, okay? That is extremely important, because without that, we're gonna continue going through every single day, getting stuck by the same obstacle, So journaling allows us to be aware and then to have a comeback for that thing, okay? So every single morning I journal, not because I have to, not because I feel like it's, I don't want to say like it's not necessary, because there was a point in my life where I didn't do it and I would still do decent. But if you want to get to that next level, you need to journal, because again, if the same problem continues to slip through the cracks, then you're gonna continue to be held back by something that you could have solved months or years ago. So I journal every single day because I genuinely seen the difference between when I wasn't journaling and when I do. First of all, it's a shit ton of accountability. Accountability is one of the main reasons why I'm at the point where I'm at. I force myself to be in positions where I have to be held accountable. I show up for people. So that alone forces me to know that, okay, it's 4 a.m., I'm extremely tired, but I know this person's waiting for me on that call because I told them to hop on this call today. So what does that do? It gets me out of bed. A lot of the problems that we have start right there, getting out of bed. So journaling and holding myself accountable is what's gonna allow for me to instantly see the mistakes that I'm making and instantly come up with something that's gonna make sure that that's not a problem anymore, all right? So figure out your non-negotiables, journal, and then give time to God. I can't tell you guys how important it is to, early in your morning, the first thing that you should be doing when you wake up is to give time to God. I remember I used to wake up and I used to go straight to work. And some days were good, some days were bad, but it really felt like I wasn't in control. Like my day was kind of just up in the air. And that's a bad feeling to have. And you don't notice it until you actually start doing something about it and you start to realize, oh, it doesn't have to be like this. One of the worst things that I ever hear in my life is, oh, I'm not a morning person. I just don't like the mornings. Don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't speak to me until I wake up. What? Well, what if God just came and just like snatched away all of your mornings? No more mornings for you, that's it, that was your last one. Would you still be talking the same way if you knew that that's how God was? What do you mean you're not a morning person? It is a blessing every single day to be able to wake up, to be able to accomplish things, to be able to just look at people, to talk to people, to see people, to feel things, to taste, to walk. Like if you can't understand that, if you don't get gratitude down early in the morning, your life will always suck. And I say that because there are so many people who think it's okay to think that way, and I promise you it's not. Just because something has been normalized by society does not mean that it's the right way to see things. I never want to hear anyone close to me say that they're not a morning person, because to me, that instantly means I need to create separation from you, because as someone that values my life, values what God has given me, I can't afford to be around someone who doesn't value life, because it's contagious. So give your first fruits of your day to God. He deserves it, because it's not promised that we wake up in the morning. Just because you woke up this morning does not mean that everyone else woke up this morning. And there are people who dream to be in the position that you're in now, regardless of what you feel you're missing. So instead of looking at what you're missing, the first thing that you should do when you wake up is give gratitude to God. God, thank you for another opportunity. Thank you for giving me another chance to get this right. Lord, I thank you for my day yesterday. I pray that today you continue to guide me in my journey. That's how you start your mornings. You give your first fruits to God. Like I said, first thing I do when I journal is I turn on worship music. Hop straight into a Bible study right after that. And I do this, and it doesn't even feel obligatory, because once you actually start doing it and you get in the habit of doing it, you start to realize, oh, I need this. Because it's very easy to do something when you know you need it, when it really helps you and you really feel it. But a lot of people let the fact of, oh, I'm just very busy, or I don't want to wake up that early in the morning, or oh, I need good sleep. I can't only get 6 hours of sleep. I need to get a full 8 or 10. Bro, you're not an athlete. You're not bodybuilding. Why are you waking up? Why do you need 10 hours of sleep? Why do you need 8 hours of sleep? What your body needs is spiritual nutrition. A lot of us think that we need more energy, or we need this, or we need that. But really what your body is lacking is nourishment. You're not nourished in your spiritual health. So how can you imagine living a fruitful life, living a joyful, controlled, disciplined, structured life if you do not have the fruits of God within you? It doesn't make any sense. So people think that this is a negotiable, that they could just skip. Oh, I'll give time to God later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm busy today. No. God deserves your first hours because it wasn't promised that you were going to have that. So when it comes to structure and discipline, including God in your early mornings automatically brings forth a huge W, because now you are grateful for everything that you have. So someone who's grateful is going to walk with intention for the rest of their day. If you are grateful, it's going to be very easy for you to be disciplined and be structured with the blessings that God has put in front of you. Someone who's ungrateful is not going to cherish the things that they have. I hop on a Bible study every single morning, Monday through Saturday. I do this because, yes, it's amazing for me to lead myself to success. And yes, it's amazing to lead others to success with my mentorship program. But now, as a child of God, it is my responsibility to create leaders, not just lead myself or lead others, but to lead people that will lead people. This is how we grow the kingdom of God, and this is how you live a life that's truly fulfilling and enjoyable. So far, we got our mind right with journaling, we got our soul right with God, and now we move on to our body. If you want a disciplined and structured life, you need to take care of all three of these before you do anything else. These have to be a priority in your life, okay? Your body. I go to the gym as soon as I finish my Bible study. As soon as I finish. Let me check the time. Okay, we're good. So as soon as I finish my Bible study, I'm running straight to the gym. So for my mornings, think about how many W's I stacked. I woke up at 4 a.m. I was listening to worship music. I journaled, I prayed, I hosted a Bible study with a community of winners, a community of men that really want to improve their life. And now I'm going to the gym. These are 6 huge wins that most people don't get to at all in a day. How many people skip journaling? How many people skip prayer? How many people skip worship? How many people only worship when they go to church? How many people only read the Bible when they're at church? How many people only pay attention to their body and their fitness when it's too late, when they're already fat? These are wins that are extremely important. So you create discipline and you create structure by stacking wins in the morning. If you can stay consistent in the mornings, it's going to be very easy for the rest of your day to go the way that you need to. Because chances are you clock in at 9, 10 o'clock, and it's extremely easy for you to just do the work because you're already there. Discipline and structure. These are your non-negotiables. Any barber that comes into my community, the first thing that you're gonna learn is how to journal. You're gonna learn how to journal, and then you're gonna learn about content. But if we can't get the mental right, if we can't get journaling right, if we don't have a relationship with God, you can have all the knowledge and all the skills in the world. But if you don't have discipline and structure in your faith, in your mindset, in your body, you will not feel truly successful. I feel like more of a millionaire than probably most millionaires. And that's for the simple fact that I live a disciplined, structured life based and founded in God, in Christ. Most people in my position are not living the same life as me. But for the most part, majority of people in my position would trade positions with the person that's making 100K a month or 500K a month. Me personally, I wouldn't trade my position for the world. And it's because of the simple fact that I know internally the discipline, the structure, and the love I have for the way that I live and what I do. I do not want to live like someone who is bleh about their day. I don't care that much. I don't need the money if it's gonna do that to me. I am happy with the portion that God has given me, and as He builds me up to be able to steward more, to steward better, then I know I will grow the way that I need to. But from past experience, I can tell that God didn't give me those things because I lack discipline, because I lack structure. So guess what would have happened? Even if He did give me all of those things, I would have ruined it. I would have ruined my life. My heart wouldn't have been centered in God. So the fact that He took His time with me until I got disciplined, until I got structure, that allowed for me to humble myself and realize I have work to do. I'm in a season of my life where I can't just expect to be given things without putting in the work or becoming the person that I need to be in order to have the things that I desire to have. God is going to bless you, but He will not bless you to your own demise. If you are a child of God, God wants to make sure that you will be able to steward the blessings that He's going to give you. Those blessings require responsibility. That freedom that you're looking for requires responsibility. So as a barber, your goal obviously is you want to make a lot of money. But if you're not disciplined, if you're not structured, if you're not guiding the children of God down the right direction, why would He bring you more clients? Why would He bring you more people? It just doesn't make sense. You want to be successful, but you don't have the discipline and the structure it takes to do so. That starts in the mornings. Conquer your mornings. Wake up at 4 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m., get these things done, and then you will see the difference it makes in your life. You become successful when you own your day, when you own your life. A lot of us, especially as barbers, we get carried away by, I'll create my own schedule. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're creating your schedule the right way. With this freedom comes responsibility as a barber. If we're not marketing our business the right way, even though we have this freedom, what does it mean if our income doesn't match that? What does it mean to have all this income if we have no freedom? You can have both if you just are disciplined, if you are structured, and you move with intention. These are the keys to life. The journaling that I just talked about, the morning routine that I just spoke about, my specific morning routine, that's what billionaires and millionaires struggle with the most. That's what people learn. That's what people pay $50,000 for a mentorship to learn. It's about how to really structure your day and your life in a way where you could be as efficient as possible and live a life that's actually fulfilling. Life is about so much more than just making money. It requires discipline. It requires structure. It requires patience. If you are a barber right now and you are looking at your life and I'm sure throughout this video you've probably noticed what the gaps are in your life, in your business. These are the things that separate someone who's making $10,000 a month and someone who's making $25,000 a month. You can easily get to 10K a month by putting in work. It's extremely easy. But if you want to get to the point where you're making 25, 30, 35K a month, you have to be disciplined, because as your business grows, it exposes you and your business shows exactly the type of person that you are. So a successful man must carry himself differently. He must have standards that are impenetrable. My standards for myself are impenetrable. There's no woman that can come into my life and tell me I'm doing things wrong. My mother can't sit here and tell me that I'm doing things wrong. Neither can my father. But it's because of the simple fact that I've worked on myself so much that I know exactly what I need to do in order to get the result that I'm looking for. If you've gotten to this part of the video, I want you guys to go to the comment section and tell me, what is your breakthrough? Because deep down, we all know where it is that we lack, but I want to know exactly what your specific breakthrough is and what's holding you back the most right now. Because I'll put it like this, when I was charging $30 a cut, it wasn't the fact that I didn't have the knowledge. Because I would go on TikTok, I would go on social media, I would go on Instagram, and I would see all of these barbers, and I would know exactly what they're doing, and I could recognize the patterns. I had the skill. I knew I could sit down and edit a video and get a decent result. But my discipline and my structure is what kept me stuck in the same position for years. Because I didn't make it a priority. I didn't make it a non-negotiable. I would give my time to my family. I would give my time to friends. I would give my time to women. I would go to the clubs. I would drink late at night. And that led me to live a life of no discipline and no structure. Guess who enjoys no discipline and no structure? The devil. The enemy likes when people have no discipline and no structure, because he can just come in and plant seeds wherever he wants, and you won't even recognize that he's planting seeds. Now that I live this life of structure and discipline, my crops, my harvest, my seeds aren't everywhere. I know exactly where I found my seeds. So when I see something that's not normal, I'm able to spot, hold on, this doesn't come from God, this comes from the enemy. If your life is a mess, how can you possibly see that there is mold growing somewhere? If your entire life is a mess, how can you possibly see that there's vines growing in places where vines shouldn't be? The more structured, the more disciplined that you are, the easier it's gonna be for you to be successful. And if you just follow my 5-step morning routine, wake up early, mind, body, soul. Was it 5? Let's just follow that. Wake up early, mind, body, soul. 4. It's gonna be extremely easy for you. That's the recipe to success. That's what people pay $50,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a mentorship for. Is to learn that right there. If you want to truly feel like a millionaire, if you want to truly achieve the goals that you have, it's gonna be more so centered around your discipline. That's the goal of all of this. You can have all the money, you can have all the possessions. If your life has no discipline, no structure, the odds that you actually keep these things that you have are gonna be slim to none. All right? I appreciate you watching this video. I hope it helped you out. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate you watching.